Так, всем привет, дорогие друзья, мы продолжаем. Вроде там что-то потыркал, подкликал, блять, вроде более-менее нормально. Если будет выебываться, ну, значит еще раз поменяю.
I suppose some introductions are in order.
Ну, давай представимся, ебать.
Must be different, starting Hogwarts in your 5th year.
They're lucky they didn't end up with dragon fruit, like that poor man from the nation. Did you see the way?
В общем, только с этим могу представить.
Well, I suppose. No. Can I help you? Ah, you're the new 5th year. I'm Sebastian Sallow. Welcome to Slytherin.
Thank you.
Not everyone has a ministry escort to school.
He was a friend of Professor Fig's who merely joined us for the ride.
Still, impressive. Dreadful way to go, poor fellow. Glad you and Fig are all right.
It was dreadful, certainly, but quite an experience nonetheless.
Interesting perspective. How did you and Fig manage to escape?
It's all still a bit of a blur, to be honest.
Didn't mean to press. You just get yourself settled. We can talk more later.
Он похож на... Давай узнаем.
What book
Так,
were
чисто
you
для
reading? A
переезда.
spellbook I picked up. Has a few interesting things, but not exactly what I was looking for. I'm sure you'll find out soon enough. But not every spell you may need can be found in our assigned textbooks.
Are you saying some spells aren't taught at Hogwarts? Which ones?
Seems I may have met a kindred spirit. That is a conversation for another time.
А как он
It was
посмеялся,
good
блядь?
meeting you.
Как робот,
Good luck
блядь.
today.
Так, ладно, окей. У него лицо просто похоже на Том Реддла. Ну, если веснушки убрать, если сделать немножко посерьезнее его фейс, то, ну да, немножечко похож.
Might want to think that again. Ugh, not going to move there, are you?
Here, watch this.
Don't say I didn't warn you. Checkmate. Told you.
Какая она стрёмная, блядь.
You should have listened to me. Ah, I know who you are. You're the new Slytherin, the one who barged in with Professor Fig last night. Interesting tactic on your first day, taking all the attention away from the first years. I'm Imelda, by the way. Shame I wasn't with you in Fig. I could have lured that dragon away. My skills on a broom are legendary.
Типа проявить эту хуйню, ну, я не буду.
We handled it. And I think you're underestimating the nature of a dragon. A broom would have been kindling.
Ha, not the way I fly. Perhaps one of these days I'll show you a thing or two about flying. I can teach you more than Kagawa ever could. Speaking of which, I'd like to get in some time on my broom before classes.
Do you have a lot of time to fly during school?
I make the time. There's nothing like swerving through the spires of the castle and around the Quidditch pitch to clear the mind.
Ну давай так, чисто по
Are
приколу
you a
спросим.
keen Wizard chess fan? You knew that boy was going to lose the match.
Not really. Much too sedate a pastime for me. Also, it's simply not that challenging. The moves are always so obvious. Why does no one else see it?
Ну, погнали.
Goodbye, Imelda.
Nice meeting you.
Блин, как роботы все, какие-то, ну, без эмоций, блядь. Вот это, наверное, выебись какой-то
I
хуй.
think I heard one. Doubt mermaids find us that interesting. Ah,
Он слепой, да?
based on all the chatter when you entered the common room, I'm guessing you're the new 5th year. I'm Ominous. Ominous Gaunt.
Nice to meet you, Ominous.
Well, you certainly had a memorable arrival.
Ну, вообще, это на самом деле более кринжовое появление.
I'd much rather have arrived on time and without a dragon attack en route.
I'm sure. How horrible. I can only imagine. Well, it's good to have you in Slytherin.
Do let me know if I can be of any help as you navigate your first days here.
Were you expecting to be sorted into Slytherin?
Most certainly. My family on my father's side are direct descendants of Salazar Slytherin, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts. Not something I'm especially proud of, mind you. He was obsessed with blood status, a pure-blood maniac. Unfortunately, most of his descendants do not fall far from that tree.
Did that student say he thought he heard a mermaid?
Yes, but I've never heard of a mermaid showing up outside our common room window. It is fun to play along, though. Been known to keep some first years on the lookout for hours.
Там вода, блядь. Прям
Thank you,
в
Ominous.
окне, блядь.
Very nice to meet you.
Pleasure was all
Типа,
mine.
точнее, за окном.
Don't be a stranger.
Это нормально?
Is the new 5th year Slytherin in here? Professor Weasley's waiting
Бля,
for
зависло
me
всё
just by
нахуй.
the stairs.
Да ёбаный в рот. Я вот так буду всю игру стоять, крутить этот спиннер ёбаный. Ты может спрячешь, блядь, палочку? Дурачок, блядь. О. Ой-ой-ой.
Good morning. I trust you're ready for your first day at Hogwarts?
I've been dreaming of this day for a long time. Can't believe I'm here.
Well, you are here. Make the most of it. You only have one first day at Hogwarts. Now, in light of your unique situation, joining us as a 5th year, you'll need to catch up with your classmates and not fall behind. Especially as you'll be expected to complete your OWLs at the end of the year.
OWLs? Owls?
Yes, your ordinary wizarding level exams. They will determine what type of career you can have when you leave here. After much discussion with the headmaster and the Department of Magical Education at the Ministry, we've devised something extraordinary to ensure your success. Here you are.
Это нормально? Вот, блядь, и все лески проебал из
What
книги.
is it?
It is a wizard's field guide. It will help you to keep track of what you are learning so that you master all that's expected of a 5th year. You would be wise to take full advantage of this exceptionally valuable resource.
Куда она его спрятала?
Thank you, Professor, but what do you mean it will keep track of what I'm learning?
Perhaps seeing it in action will answer any questions you may have. Walk with me and we shall put it to the test. This way.
Бля, что это такое? Погоди, есть женщина. О,
I
блядь,
certainly
пиздец.
would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. Do keep up.
Тут же с палочкой иду, это нормальная хуйня, да?
Why don't you cast Revelio on that statue and see what details the field guide can
Revelio.
provide?
И что? Блять. А. Ебать, блядь. Что происходит? Что происходит? Ваш уровень волшебства. Это ХП, полученный в результате прохождения испытания, повышает ваш уровень и силу. Это руководствует ваш прогресс в испытании. Так, я понял. Угу. Пучки всякие, ёбаный рот. Забрасывая первую страницу руководства, вы открыли новую категорию испытаний. Здесь все будет появляться с нового испытания, которое вы включение, блядь. Так. Каждое испытание имеет несколько уровней. Специальные награды получают внешние виды и заканчивают важными обновлениями. Ладно. Хорошо. А можно, блядь, так же книгу?
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities
Тихо,
like
тихо,
that,
блядь.
inside and outside of the castle.
Ладно, возможно, еще погуляю. А что спускать, как ебанутая? Видели? А это типа не баги, да? Ну ладно.
Ah, good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall.
Летучее пламя, блядь. Я уже как-то знаком с этим пламенем летучим. Так. Ой, блядь, ты ёбаный рот. Сколько всего. Сейчас стромить башню, круть. Теплицы. Так. Выберите присылку библиотеки, чтобы продолжить. Так. Ну, я могу выбрать только централку, да? Ну, поехали туда. Ну, что поделать? Раз игра говорит, то пока что буду выполнять данные ее задания. Ну, пока ничего не скажу. Типа, нравится, не нравится. Ну, прикольно. Ну, сука, вот эти подвисания, это пиздец, нахуй. Ждем? Что сказать, блядь? Пока прогрузится вся охуенская игра. Что поделать? Ну да, герой надо было немножко посвирепее сделать. Он какой-то такой более, блядь. Более, ну, такой. Смазливенький немножко. Ну, блядь. Там все персонажи были хуйня полная. Там каждый персонаж был просто полное говно, блядь. Он, ну, внешне они все, никто там не понравился. Вообще никто, блядь. Я этого персонажа, можно сказать, сам скорректировал. Типа хз.
And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall.
Так.
You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
Давай, блядь, без этого, нахуй.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak. That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
Ну, давай узнаем, ну, что такое приоритетный спуск.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls.
Это понятно.
A mastery of defense against the dark arts is required for those who aspire to become aurors. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
Так,
What will I learn in charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms,
Проклятие.
jinxes, all terribly useful.
ой, блядь, я скипнул, да похуй.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you
О,
require in
Да, это
Hogsmeade.
нормальная тема.
You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Спасибо.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
Конечно так.
We did take a bit of a detour on the way here. Ended up exploring some ruins and... I shouldn't say more.
Exploring ruins? Well, I presume Professor Fig has his reasons for keeping the details to himself for now.
Надо, он, блядь, сам расскажет. Вот
Speak
этот
of the
мальчик.
devil, Professor Fig, your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today.
Да
And
давай,
remember to
пиздуй, бля,
use
уже.
your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your
Abusing.
progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned.
А можно мне
And
сразу
we'll see if we
все
can't get
задания
you
в
to
один день
Hogsmeade
ёбнуть
for
нахуй,
those
чтобы я
supplies?
просто ебался как в Ведьмаке каком-то. Вообще, что было просто на профессиональном уровне.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you and Professor Weasley talking about exploring ruins?
Yes, sir. But I didn't tell her anything else about our travels here. I will say, I think she suspects we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look.
Ну давай покажи, что ты можешь, ёпта. Ну? Блять, я же нажимал М нахуй. Этот значок символизирует основные задания. Так. Некоторые задания заблокированы из-за того, к наличию заклинания или вашему уровню. Но я понял, что надо быть немножечко поумнее. Посетите занятие по защите Тиумсу с наградой Левиасо, блять. Акцио. А что такое акцио, блять? Я не помню. Я не помню, что такое акцию, охуеть можно. Так, ну ладно. Я хочу от темных искусств, потому что, как это, я вызвал дизайн, возможно, мне лучше руководство компас, блять. Че, ебанутый? О!
The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend.
А у меня
I
типа
shall reach
не
out when I
волшебная
have more
палочка, у меня так
information
чисто и
about our
блять.
mysterious locket. For now,
Кусок от
focus
метлы
on your
нахуй.
classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
Так, ладно, погнали. На уроки, как говорится. Вот эту хуйню надо поймать, надеюсь. Опа. Че, дура, блядь, поймай эту хуйню. Так, школьники. Бля, все залагало нахуй. Сука, нахуй к ним подошел, блядь. Вот эту хуйню надо поймать. Как ее поймать?
Revelio.
О. Бля, что взрывается нахуй? Опа, вот сюда нам, мне кажется, надо. Что это такое, блядь? Мне кажется, туда не могу зайти. Так. Сука, блядь, заебала эта хуйня, нахуй, ссаная. Ой, блядь. Так. Настройки, брат. Просто это, блядь, заебет меня нахуй. Просто заебет нахуй. Где эта хуета, блядь? О, да, просто, короче, сделаем тест, бля, и сделаем так, как он хочет. Пизду. Ну, если что, просто, короче, поменяю графон. Мне кажется, он нихуя никак не поменяется. Потому что вот эта заебка, это просто пиздец. А мне кажется, что стало еще хуже, блядь, чем было, нахуй. Так, ладно, погнали. Я только сделаю, короче, текстурку получше. Для моего компьютера все на низких, поняли, блять? Ну, типа, ну, нормально это, нахуй. Ну, охуенно, что сказать, блядь. Ну, если так он считает игра, то ладно. Бомбарда, блядь.
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No?
Все, ебало
One
завалил.
thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Ой, блядь. Давай, чё тормозим? Ну все, охуенчик.
Levioso.
О, нормально. Как говорится, easy.
Now, let's try something a little larger.
Именно я. Потому что я батя ебаный в этой игре. Ну что делать нахуй?
Let us begin with a basic cast. See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent is a weak opponent.
Levioso.
Good. Now, the basic. Well done.
Levioso.
Че я буду так долго его дрочить?
Very good. But the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel.
Да что это ворота басу, дурак ебаный, блядь.
Basic cast and Protego. You may begin.
Ты что, бля, просто охуеешь, братик.
Levioso.
This should be easy.
Тихо, у меня лагает нахуй.
You're good.
How perceptive. Stupid potato. Good form.
I know.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner. Protego.
Тихонечко, блядь.
Doing a job. Only all of my students were this adept. Use the
Ты уже
basic
ёбнулся,
cast
дурак,
when
бля.
your opponent's guard is down.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Slytherin.
Thank you, Professor Heckert. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach
Вот
out
Sallow,
soon with
блядь.
additional assignments.
Так это
Right. That's enough spectacle for one day.
девочка была
Class is
красивая, так это
dismissed.
слышно. Я могу с ней поговорить.
If you know the right spells, it's dark wizards that'll fear you, not the other way.
Nice work.
А вот этот лох, блядь.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice? Felt more like I was dueling an expert. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
Я буду говорить правду. А чё, зачем
In
врать?
fact, it was. Perhaps I have a knack for it.
Be coy if you like, but I know better. Magic requires intention and talent. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Звучит прикольно.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck, or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance. If you're interested. Till next
Так
time.
как Слизерин, ну, погнали, блядь.
Revelio.
Сука, ну заебало, нахуй. Нет, это не та. Там прям вообще была такая, блядь. Вот она, нахуй.
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
Вот она достаточно милая. Хотя, может, я шизофреник, блядь. Ну, такое тоже бывает.
You can't imagine how inconvenient travel was before I invented blue powder.
Ну, давай. А чё я не могу, блядь? Ой, блядь, что заклинание меня это исключать нахуй из игры, блядь. Теперь доступ побочное задание. Это, конечно, охуенчик. Давай просто посмотрим, что здесь есть, блядь. Просто руки, ничего нет. Аксессуары. Ой, блядь, это вообще нахуй. Это тоже, блядь, ебанутство нахуй. Ну, выглядит достаточно ублюдочно. Ну, конечно же, у меня ничего нет. Это что такое? Какие-то коллекции, наверное, это всякие статуэтки, хуетки. Задание. Что-то взял. Легендарные перчатки, охуеть. Какой-то плащ. Ну, если есть, то давай перчаточки тогда накинем. Какие-то садомазские какие-то перчатки. Ну, пусть будут. Так. О, инвентарь. Что за инвентарь? А, понятно. Ладно, погнали.
Handy resource indeed.
Погнали, погнали. По урокам побегаем. Конечно. Че за хуй, блядь? Я думал... Ладно. Ничего я не думал.
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Да ёбаный в рот. Поехали, что ждать-то? Бля, я не помню, что за заклинание. Хуить можно.
Here, behind you.
Ай-яй-яй-яй-яй.
There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
О,
Shall we begin? Welcome to year 5 of charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work, but I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? Hmm?
чё ты ебал, дед?
I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm?
Бля, вы чё, ничего нихуя не знаете, долбоёба? Вы 5 курсов проучились, хуй дрочили, что ли, блядь, на парах?
Seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into
Ёбаный
pairs
в
and take
рот,
positions
бля.
on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Ой, блядь. Акцио. Что такое акцио, блядь? Я что-то не особо вкуриваю вообще нахуй, что это.
Accio.
Спиздить предмет.
That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have
Чё,
the
блядь?
basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me.
Ребят, мне кажется, у вас учитель немножко, блядь, курит нахуй траву, блядь, много. Блядь, все лагает, блядь, посмотрел запись ебаную, блядь, сколько идет. И все взорвалось просто. Я в ахуе. Сука, блядь. Ну, конечно, будут недоработки, потому что игра вышла-то, блядь, особо, ну, как бы ее взломали, все, пиздец. Конечно, будут какие-то недоработки, лаги, пролаги, блядь, и все. Что за хуйня? Ну, ждем, что сказать. Ждем. 100 лет ждем, 200 лет, блядь, 300 лет ждем. Ну, пиздец. $400 лет. Ёбаный шашлык, блядь. Да, почитаем что-нибудь нахуй. Блядь. О,
I've always found
Наконец-то,
that
блядь.
fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. Hmm? So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right?
Нихуя ты хуяришь.
So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Hmm?
Ну конечно, с кого же еще начинаем-то нахуй? А что делать-то, бля? Что делать-то?
Very simply, cast Accio on one of the
Все
spheres
просто.
and
Примените
relinquish
акцию
your
к одной
charm
сфере, а
at
затем
the
в последний
last
момент
possible
отмените
moment.
заклинание.
Now, think of this
Блять,
like
очень сложно.
gobstones, if you will.
А все
But
сидят.
instead of throwing the marbles out, you are summoning them toward you.
Бля, лагает, лагает.
The trick is very good. Don't lose your composure.
Так, я принял.
Splendid. Not to worry.
Тихо-тихо, подожди, бля.
That's it.
Все охуенно. Хуёво, правда, но охуенно.
Very good. Points to Slytherin. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up.
А что я уже проебал, нахуй, можно сказать.
You'll be the blues just as
О.
before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Давай, поехали.
Watch this.
Так. Да ты читер ёбаный, красный. Ёбаный в рот. А, сосать, ёпта.
Excellent.
Here we go.
Спокойно, нахуй. Вот этот, давай, поехали. Тихонечко, тихонечко. Вот так вот, и изи, блядь, бомжиха.
Well done. Let us see
Расхуяриваю вообще в ноль.
That is how it's done.
Давай, поехали, бля. Бля, вот это очень опасно надо. Почему? Потому что я сейчас помогу выиграть. Ты видел, какой крученый ёбнул, охуеть можно? Ой, изи, бля, вообще разъебало.
Perfect score. Remarkable.
Мне кажется, у меня персонаж поменялся вообще нахуй. В образе, бля. Все, не грусти только.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
Хоть хуйню наделает. Ой, блядь, пиздец.
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Давай, поехали.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it.
Куда ты пиздуешь?
This
Я тут
round
стою вообще.
settles it all.
Watch this.
Бам, блядь. Знаешь, мне кажется, он ее слишком перехваливает, блядь. Тебе не кажется, нахуй? Изи, 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 изи.
Splendid.
Вот так вот только геймплан ходить. Типа крутой.
Be sharp.
Так. Блять. Нихуя. Ну-ка. Блядь, дурачок ебаный. Охуеть. Ладно. Поехали.
Let us see this.
Бля, ну не повезло, но бывает такое. Так, мне надо сейчас ёбнуть 50. И
That is
все.
how it's done.
Да я один хуй выиграю. Бля, очень опасная хуйня. Все, изи.
Nicely done.
Соло, блять. Нормально, нормально.
Very good, both of you. Well done.
Ну, первый раз просто нихуя не понял, как играть. Сейчас более привык к этому, как он называется, акцию, да. Так, более заклинания я более-менее знаю. По Гарри Поттеру. Я просто забыл, что такое акцию, блядь. Вот. Ой, блядь. Так, надо уже заканчивать. Сейчас, если не будет никаких реплик, то тогда увидимся в следующей части. Ну, если у меня 30 минут не будет погружаться карта, ну, тогда будет нормально. Какой-то динозавр лежит, блядь. Страшный нахуй. Ой, блядь, какой пиздец. Почему так долго, нахуй?
Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Good game back there. I must admit, I think I underestimated you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Wagadu just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the
А там
world
сзади
at a
учитель
new
подождет,
school in
пока
a new
мы с тобой
country.
попиздим, нахуй, в принципе, нахуй.
Is Wagadu much bigger than Hogwarts?
Wagadu School of Magic is the largest wizarding school in the world. So yes, bigger than Hogwarts. But it never seemed intimidating or overwhelming to me. It always felt like home.
Так, ну про магию мне
This may seem
интересно.
an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Wagadu uses one.
Ладно, давай не
You
будем
can cast
выебываться.
spells without a wand.
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Wagadu, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. Ah, I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
You'd be using it on clothing, to be precise.
Так, ладно.
You know it won't
Сохраним
work with
сейчас. Слушай, игра, блядь, подумает немножечко. Сохраняться нам, блядь, или нет, но. Ладно. Тогда до встречи. Еще увидимся. Как говорится. Ну, бля, все в черное, сука, блядь. Как въебал бы нахуй.